You know, it really gets to you when you hear a kid call their parent like a hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about it. It just speaks to, I don't know, a different level of love and respect that goes beyond just a typical family dynamic.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're diving into today, the story of Jim Lau. And he truly was a hero to his daughter, Destinie Andrews.
Right.
Now, you might remember Hurricane Helene and the devastation it left behind.
Mm.
It was during this time that Jim vanished, leaving his family kind of just grasping for answers in all the chaos.
Yeah, it's a situation you can't imagine. A frantic search for a loved one.
Mm.
And then on top of that, you've got a natural disaster happening.
Right.
The helplessness, the uncertainty, it's heartbreaking.
Absolutely. And as we learn more about Jim's life, we find out he dedicated his life to helping others, wore many hats along the way.
He did.
He was 75 when he disappeared, but he was not slowing down. He was a courthouse security officer in North Carolina,
Wow.
which even just that job in itself speaks to wanting to help people and serve. But that was just his last act in a long line of service.
Yeah, what's kind of amazing is the variety, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, before the courthouse, he was a sheriff's deputy, had a long career in law enforcement.
Right.
And even before that, he was in the Air Force during Vietnam. That's a real sense of duty, don't you think?
It really is. And it's not like he retired from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office and just called it a day.
Right.
He went on to work for the TSA.
Wow.
It makes you wonder, what motivates someone to constantly be seeking roles that involve serving the public even after doing it for decades?
That's really the question, isn't it? It wasn't just a job. It seems like it was something more ingrained in him, you know. Every role, military, law enforcement, everything, it all points to a man who really felt the need to protect people, to serve, and to make a difference.
And that really comes through when you hear his daughter Destiny speak about him.
Yeah.
She calls him her hero, and you can just tell it comes from such a real place.
It does, and it makes you think about that last message he sent to her before that hurricane.
Right.
Can you imagine getting a text from your dad and it says, "Hey, why are you sending that hurricane up my way? They canceled school Thursday and Friday, but not court. They say that it should be here by 8 p.m. or tomorrow night. I hope you stay safe. Let me know if anything serious happens so that I don't worry, please."
Wow.
It's simple, but you can really feel that concern, you know?
You can feel the love in those words, for sure. And tragically, that was the last time they ever spoke. He went missing after leaving for lunch during the storm, and tragically, search parties found his truck submerged in a river.
Oh, gosh. It just makes you realize how quickly things can change.
Yeah.
1 minute, everything's normal, the next.
And for Destiny, it's even more tragic when you think about how much her dad was always there for her.
Right.
She told this story about when she was little, and she fell while rollerblading, and all she wanted was her dad.
Oh.
And, you know, when you're a kid and something like that happens, you just want your mom or your dad.
Of course, of course. You just want that comfort, that feeling that everything's going to be okay.
Exactly. And it really sounds like that's who Jim was for her.
Yeah.
Someone she could always count on. And, you know, losing that has got to be so difficult.
Yeah. And it wasn't just Destiny he was there for.
Right.
He was a grandfather, too, right?
He was.
And from what I understand, he really loved that role.
I think for a lot of people, becoming a grandparent renews that sense of family.
Yeah, you get to relive those moments, create new ones. And even though he was in North Carolina and Destiny and her sons were all the way in Daytona Beach, they were still close.
Wow.
He would call all the time, never miss sending a card for a birthday or Christmas or anything like that.
And that's really sweet.
And he kept up with all the technology, would FaceTime them,
Oh.
just really wanted to be a part of their lives, even from a distance. Makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does.
About how it's not just about a job or a uniform. It's about being present, showing up, whether it's for your country, your family, whoever.
Absolutely. It's that dedication that really stands out. And it wasn't just for show either.
No, not at all.
It was who he was.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely. And it's something you see a lot in these kinds of stories. They're not looking for attention or praise.
Right.
They just live their lives trying to do the right thing.
And it's something you can't fake.
It's true.
And after he disappeared, you could really see how many people he touched.
Oh, yeah.
Destiny was saying how many people reached out to her and shared their own stories about her dad.
That's really something. It really shows you how even the smallest actions can have a ripple effect.
Absolutely. You never know who you might be inspiring.
You don't. I mean, it's like, you know how sometimes you do something nice for someone and you never even think about it again? But then for them, it might be this big thing that sticks with them. It's like that, you know? It's not always about these grand pronouncements or anything. It's those little acts of kindness and service that actually make a difference.
And sometimes those are the most meaningful.
They are. They really are.
Yeah, even while battling prostate cancer, Jim still wanted to work and give back.
Wow. That says a lot about him. Even when he was going through something so difficult himself, he was still thinking about others.
Right.
There's a real lesson in that for everyone. Finding purpose and meaning, not just in what we do for ourselves, but what we do for others.
And it makes you think, how can we honor people like Jim, those everyday heroes? How can we live our lives in a way that embodies that same spirit of dedication?
It's a big question, right? You can't just say it. You have to live it.
Yeah, it's so easy to just, let those little things pass by without even noticing.
It is.
But they really do add up, don't they?
They do. They really do.
And Jim seemed to get that. Like, he understood how important those little things are. Destiny said something really beautiful. She said she wants people to remember her dad by this. Work hard, do good, treat people right, teach, make sure to smile, and make others smile too.
It's simple, but it's so powerful. It really gets at how he lived his life, Didn't need a lot of fanfare, just wanted to make things better for everyone.
It's really what it's all about, isn't it? Especially these days when things feel so heavy. Makes you think maybe we should all try to smile a little more.
Yeah, spread a little kindness. Why not? That's really what Jin's story reminds us of, that even in the midst of everything, we can still choose to be good.
Absolutely. And, it makes you wonder how many other people out there are just like Jim.
Yeah.
Quietly living their lives, making a difference without even realizing it.
Probably more than we know. It's like those stories we hear about everyday heroes.
Exactly.
People who just step up and do the right thing.
And what's amazing is that we can all be like that. We can all choose to be a little kinder, a little more selfless.
Absolutely. We can all be a little bit more like Jim.
Well said. And on that note, that wraps up another deep dive. Until next time, take care, everyone.